Hall is with us now. He's the U.S. editor of the Wall Street Journal. Trump says it's not a flip-flop, but this idea of a deportation force, according to Kellyanne Conway, is to be determined.
Yeah, he's got a dilemma on his hands. He's got to try to figure out how he can win over some of the Hispanic votes, some more of the minority votes out there, in addition to not harming the strength that he has with his base, which are the white working-class males of the country. So he's trying to find that little wiggle room in the middle, because if the election is as tight as it looks like it's going to be at this point with the polls that you were just talking about, then he's going to need those votes on the other side, not just the white working class.
Last week he had this town hall, he had the speech in which he appeared to be reaching out to African Americans, but he was doing so in a mostly white audience in a mostly white town. And the suggestion at the time was, and continues to be, that he may have actually been reaching out to white people, his own base, and saying, I'm not such a racist, it's okay to vote for me, that outreach might be to people who just found some of the rhetoric too distasteful. Does that make sense?
Well, there's a certain logic to that, Shep, and you can sort of imagine that he doesn't necessarily believe he's got a strong case to make so far. So
reference what?
Strong case to make in terms of like the language he was making with in terms of appeals to the black American voters.
He usually would do that to black Americans.
Take a chance. Why not? That's not a really strong appeal.
What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose, right? So that doesn't sound like a real strong appeal making his case to black American voters. So there's a logic that could be said that he was really trying to say, look, I'm an open tent. I would like everybody to be in my tent, and trying to soften that appeal. There's
a lot of reporting on these matters today. There's also a lot of reporting on this alternative universe where he may be actually building an audience for a media empire. We're all reading it. I'm confident that members of our audience are reading it too. And I wondered what your thoughts are on the logic of that and what the Wall Street Journal's reporting is on that matter.
Well, our reporting on the broad campaign themes that Donald Trump is putting out there has really been focused on his efforts to win the White House. And it still does appear to be that is his primary motivation out there, and that he's willing to set aside those other things. That said, all along, and our reporting has shown, that he has never really put the distance between himself and his business that past candidates might have done. So there's always been this blurring of the lines between what Donald Trump is doing at his campaign events in his own facilities, or, flying with his Trump banner and all of these things. So there's hard to separate the Trump brand from the Trump campaign.
Yeah, that's a complicated thing to try. He hasn't tried to get much separation there.
No, right? I don't think he's trying.
I haven't noticed an effort to do that, yes. Glenn Hall from the Wall Street Journal, good to see you.